I, 37 meters, found nude photos and flirty text on my wife's, 37F, phone, and I don't know what to do.
I'm 37 and so is my wife. We've been together for 18 years and married for 11. TLDR, my wife was flirting and joking about an affair via text with a former coworker, and she also has nudes of herself on her phone. So I'll start by saying I'm not the kind of husband who snoops on his wife's phone, ever. I've always had a ton of trust for her and we are very happy with our life and 3 kids. Sure, life can be stressful and tiring when you've got 3 kids under 7, but we rarely ever fight and I thought things were great between us.
Well, a couple days ago my daughter was playing with my wife's phone on the couch next to me when she somehow unlocked the hidden photos folder, which typically needs facial recognition to do so. Maybe my daughter looks enough like her. Anyway, it was packed with topless photos of my wife in a number of different lingerie items in sexually suggestive poses. I had seen some of them before. She texts me the occasional photo when we are at work to keep things spicy. But there were a lot that I had never seen. I grabbed the phone from my daughter so she wouldn't see them, but then I saw just how many there were. My wife was in the room too and saw it happen, so we both went to the kitchen quickly. I laughed and said, "Wow, there's a ton here," and she looked embarrassed and snatched the phone away and said that she took them to feel good about herself.
I get that. She recently had breast implants just a few months ago, so I figured it was just to enjoy her new breasts and feel sexy a bit. I joked that as long as she wasn't sending them to anyone else it's no big deal, but her reaction made my stomach sink. I can't describe it any other way than her looking very guilty. I thought I was just making a playful joke, but her reaction changed the mood right away. She said of course not, but then ran into the bathroom and shut the door. Now for a moment I thought maybe I overstepped and made a joke that hurt her feelings, so I apologized through the door and she said it was fine. Later that day we were back to normal. But it kept nagging away at me in the back of my head. There were some really explicit pics, and her reaction didn't feel like her.
So fast forward to this morning. She had to run out to bring the kids to school after we all woke up late. I was cleaning up the kitchen when I noticed her phone was on the counter and she had left it. I hesitated, but eventually I caved. I'm not proud of this. And I looked at her phone. Her texts were open, and she had a text with a former male coworker. They had dinner just last night. They do that occasionally whenever she's working in the city. He's married and a nice guy, so I never thought anything of it. Well, the last message he sent read, "Glad I finally got to see the new tits." I felt like I got hit with a sledgehammer. I scrolled up and tried to read more. Knowing my wife would be back soon, I moved as fast as I could. What I saw was texts about how her and I haven't been on a date in over a year. Not true. We go on one every few weeks. Then texts about parking at the restaurant. Just like, "Hey, I am here," stuff like that.
Then it resumed after their dinner, with him saying "drive safe, wish you were coming home with me with the devil emoji, and she replied "we'd definitely have fun," and him saying "in another life." I missed some of this because I was moving fast, but he said something about needing to go to bed early so she couldn't keep him up too late, and she said "did keep you in line, but it would be fun until then." At that point I heard her car door close, so I quickly locked the phone and went to the bathroom to try to keep myself from losing it. I wasn't angry, I was just really hurt.
I don't think there was any evidence of actual cheating. But it seems like they have a flirty borderline sexting thing going on. And I don't know what he meant when he said, "Glad I finally got to see the new tits," like. Does that mean she showed him? Or was just joking about seeing them in clothes? I don't know. One other thing I saw in the chat that made me so confused. Right before the message about us not having dates, he sent her a pic of him and his wife. And my wife commented, "You two are so adorable." Just so weird to me to say that then text like they did. Now, admittedly I've had flirty chats with coworkers or friends over the years. Her and I have even talked about it before. How we think flirting is harmless. etc. But this feels like more than that. I'm really unraveling right now. I feel so guilty about checking her phone. I promised myself I'd never be that type of husband. But now after what I found, I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to do. Part of me wants to check it again and see if I can find out more. But I doubt I'll have the chance. Do I confront her? I feel so lost, I really don't know what to do next. Any insight would be so appreciated. He calls her implants, new tits. In or out of her top. And she allows it. She looked guilty because she sent him a picture of them. There's more going on here. Yay, you are about to get trickle-trudded here. Also, cheating is a relative term. This is a huge violation of trust. You need to confront her and get the ball rolling. Don't let her know what you know. See what she pays out to you. Do you know when you had your first interaction and she ran it to the bathroom, you can be assured that she erased a lot of stuff at that point in time. You know there is a whole lot more than what you just saw. If you rug sweep and play the pick-me dance with her, you're gonna lose. You can read story after story about people either doing that or those coming on here and regretting that they did that, because you're always the loser. You need to set a hard boundary with her if you want to continue your relationship. This is not the time for you to be soft. This is not the time for you to be weak. This is the time for you to be strong for your family. Because she is having an emotional affair with this guy. Well, I think we can all agree that it's not good. It sounds like there's just enough ambiguity to offer a glimmer of hope. I think you need to find a way to keep it together and gather more info. I know you pride yourself on being trustful, but that's out the window. Check her phone, follow her if need be, etc. You need to protect yourself and be able to prove infidelity if it exists. If she has an iPhone, you can go to the top left corner of messages where it says, Edit, and it will show recently deleted text messages. If she hasn't already deleted them from there, you might want to check.
Unfortunately, it doesn't sound like she had the boob job for you.
It's over, man. She clearly has no respect for you. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't have any for yourself. I think you need to do some more digging. Maybe higher up high. Not enough to say she's having a physical affair, but enough to raise suspicions. Dude, I think checking her phone is the least of your problems. Wouldn't give that another thought. She owes you an explanation. At a minimum, that is an emotional affair, possibly physical. Even if he was referring to her clothed breasts, is way beyond what is appropriate, and she has some explaining to do based on that alone. Confront her, get the full story, and demand that she has no further contact with him for starters. Then you have some decisions to make. My dude, talk to a lawyer first before talking to her. What is wrong with people? Give the man proper advice. This goes left, you'll lose everything. My wife kicked me out of the house 6 weeks after breast implants. Sorry, PTSD flashbacks. Geez, man. I know you don't want to believe it, but this is so far beyond the flirty talking you are suggesting. They are sleeping together. When you confront her and she tries like hell to convince you nothing physical happened, you can't believe her no matter how badly you want to. Cheaters do this. She is going to downplay everything she can, and then she will likely turn at least some of the blame on you. You should be looking at getting out of this relationship. Sorry, man. Flirting, going on dated with the guy, sending nudes. Of course she's cheating on you. At the very least, their relationship has crossed over into extremely inappropriate territory. An emotional affair. The jokes about having an affair and having fun are just them testing the waters and judging if the other is open to actually cheating. At some point there will be a spark and they will move into full-blown affair territory. Get evidence from her phone and get your ducks in a row. Confront her and be prepared to follow through with a divorce. It is cheating, even if they aren't having sex. And they are. Sorry, my friend, but you're not taking this nearly as seriously as it is. The ease with which they switch between normal conversation and sexy talk is striking. They've been doing this for quite a while. His text about finally seeing the new tits implies that he's seen the old ones frequently. And when they were talking about "wish you were coming home with me" isn't as innocuous as you're reading it. Cheaters fantasize about going legit and being able to act like real couples. That's what this was. And it absolutely doesn't mean they aren't smashing. It just means they both wish they were smashing in their own beds legitimately. Your wife knows she's caught. So you might as well have this conversation and see what she has to say. If she doesn't offer to be completely transparent, hand you her phone and show you very clearly that she hasn't deleted texts. You're in for a tough road. While I get very couple has different boundaries for flirting while married and even casual relationships etc. Open. Poly. ENM. You admit to flirting with friends and coworkers as well. So how is this different? You both agreed it sounds like to allowing that in the relationship. So if she broke a rule as part of that agreed upon flirting, absolutely talk about it. B. You just don't like catching your wife flirting and within the parameters of your agreed upon situation. Then maybe you need a check or this needs to be discussed and even ended if you can't handle that. She does it too. See. Things have changed and the arrangement needs to be reassessed. Sounds like a deeper conversation needs to happen regardless. At the bare minimum this sounds like emotional cheating. I would never feel comfortable with my significant other having this type of conversation with the opposite sex. If I were you, I'd tell her what I saw and ask her for the whole truth. I get that it understandably hurt you, but you also need to be able to get out of your feelings enough to find clarity to ask the questions that need answering. Meaning, don't let her manipulate your feelings and make you question what you saw. Get the kids a sitter and sit down for a face-to-face. There is a difference between giving every reason for someone to trust you and not giving a reason for someone to not trust you. I have been married 42 years and we have access to each other's phones and computers, etc. Those who have nothing to hide nothing. I think the male coworker knew he crossed a line with the tits comment and your wife made an opening to him by complaining she's not satisfied at home. He immediately regretted this line of convo and sent a pic of his wife to shut down more sexting from your wife. Edit. He probably didn't see the nudes BC. He says he finally saw them. I would ask how their dinner was and how his wife is. Maybe suggest a double date just to see her reaction.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.